Hi, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Ford Cela medium outdoor wall sconce. This is the 32021. This is the smaller of the two sizes. Watch the video on the larger size too. Check it out so you'll be able to get more details on this. Let's talk about the height of the fixture. 13.6 inches total height. Width on it's coming in at 6.2. And projection, that's the depth of it. That's from the wall coming out, is coming in at 7.5. Mounting height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the middle of your junction box, is coming in at 9.6. And then backplate on this is coming in at 8 inches by 4.8. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box just lovely. Let's talk about glass on this. So you're going to notice in that pull-down menu, it's going to show that you can order this in two different types of glass. So opal, which I'll talk about in more depth later in the video, is an opaque white glass. It's going to allow you to not see any of this, so you can't see through it, so you can put in whatever kind of bulb you want and not have to worry about how aesthetically pleasing it is. The other glass is going to be clear, and that's where you do want to kind of like zero in how pretty the bulb's going to be. A lot of people are going to opt for these type of bulbs, and this is a T6, there's a T10, there's a T8. They're just progressively longer, about the size of a hot dog. You can do those Edison bulbs that have like this one but with a little point on it that are kind of cool. This is just your standard LED that's out in the world now, and these are both LEDs. We'll get more into LEDs in just a little bit too. Okay, so as well as when you are doing that glass, the clear glass, you're going to notice that it's going to be using this, and this is a bulb cover that's called a retaining cup, and this is the one you're going to be using if you do the opal glass, because you're not going to be able to see it. It's hiding behind a white opaque piece of glass. But clear glass is clear glass, and you're going to be able to see it. So when you're putting the bulbs in and you're putting the glass on, just to retain the glass on, you have a retaining cup, and just like that. So it's going to hide the socket, so to make it much more pleasing to look at. Okay, so let's move on from there. Let's talk about, if you guys are in the sunny state of California and you're doing pulling permits to do new construction or renovation, and the building inspector is telling you that you have to do a Title 24 compliant California light bulb, or actually lighting fixture, the best thing to do would be to drop us a quick email and say, you're looking at the 32021 or the larger size. Tell me exactly what you're looking for and how many, and then what we can generally do is do what's called a GU24 socket setup, and this will get you over the line if you guys have that requirement in the state of California to do a socket like this. I take your email, I send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department. It comes back with a quote number, and they assign that to that. And a little more time, a little more money, but we do these things every day. But how we do it is with that email from you to begin the chain, okay? And I hold on to that on my Outlook until the whole thing is over. Okay, let's move on to socket, and well, standard socket's going to be coming out just a medium base. So we talked about before the kind of bulbs. You can use up to 100 watts for an incandescent bulb, and an A19, which is this bulb, same bulb we all grew up with, remember that kind of size? 100 watt max for the heat generated by this bulb. If you guys go LED, you can do whatever you like. That's a big piece of glass, and that'll accept a lot of things. We know it'll actually accept this easily, and this. This is an A19, that's an A19. Both of these are LEDs, but you know, don't be afraid to try an A20. So if you need more light out of this, I found these up to 150 watt equivalent, almost 200 watt equivalent, and this should, or possibly may fit into that piece of glass. And it kind of boils down to the manufacturer for the kind of bulbs, or whatever bulb you found getting in that glass. Don't be afraid to try different LEDs. There's no limit other than the physical bulb fitting in the glass when you get into LEDs, because they don't generate heat, they generate light. Okay, when we talk about LEDs, I also talk about the color of that light, and it varies a bit. So when you're out in the world looking, and you can get these LEDs anywhere. You can get them at a CVS drugstore, you can get them at your grocery store, Ace Hardware, Home Depot. You don't need to go online to find these kind of bulbs. They're just a plethora of them everywhere. I talk about the color of the light all the time, and what you can expect to find out there. You're going to see these are offered in 2700 Kelvin, 2700 K. That's going to be the color of a setting sun or a halogen bulb. That's very yellow. The other side of that is going to be called daylight, and daylight I talk about all the time. That is not a warm light. Daylight sounds warm, it's not warm. That's that bluish white overcast daylight, hospital waiting room, blue-white light. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. What's in the middle of all this is called warm white, and warm white is going to be like this. This is like an incandescent bulb. So this is a nice warm white. That's what we use in our showroom all the time. That's going to be 3,000 Kelvin. So a couple more things on this. So If you're going to be using this, like let's say a screened-in porch or maybe the back patio out in the back behind your house where you guys are going to be hanging out there with your friends in the evening, you can put this on a dimmer switch. And so you can dim this down to make it look almost like candlelight so there's no glare to it. It's a nice thing to do. The other thing is, while I have you here, why don't we take a look at the installation instructions really quick, because there's probably going to be some details on there that I want to show you that I can't really show you here. How we do that is we look over on that side of the screen, midway down, it says click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. So it's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you all these little things that we talked about. But the important thing, it's going to show you detailed line drawings of the back plate and how it goes onto your junction box. And a lot of you guys want to see that. This is the perfect opportunity to do that. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the end. You can see them on these two pieces, and it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's talk about something else. Same kind of idea. They only use aircraft-grade aluminum to make all of their outdoor lighting, and the reason they do that is because aluminum holds up better than any other material in harsh, extreme weather. When you go out and you're out in the world, look up and you'll see those jet airlines flying up there way above your head. They're all made out of aluminum for a reason, because it holds up beautifully, it welds beautifully, it doesn't rust, it's very light, and it's just the best material to use outside. So on top of that, they have developed these outdoor baked epoxy powder coats that can go over this and make them pretty much indestructible, and we're going to talk about that right now. So how they do this, you'll notice in the picture next to me, there's a picture of a woman, and she's actually shooting powdered finish at the fixture. And they take the fixture, let's say this is the fixture to begin with, okay? They wire it up with a wire here, a wire coming down. They run a small amount of electricity through it to make it positive. And what that does, it makes it attract everything around it. So when she's over there spraying little bits of powdered finish, what it's going to do, it's going to go over the entire fixture. It's going to get into every nook, every cranny, top, bottom, sides, the whole thing. They're going to take that fixture, they're going to put it into an oven. That's going to melt that down and make it into a hard epoxy shell. And it makes it, incredibly strong. Because they do this, and these things have been tested in these wind chambers where they have shot, salty seawater at them, basically, because that's what's going to happen on a beach, right? Where a lot of these things are going to end up. They had to really do that to make sure that they're going to hold up for you. And because they have done that, they offer the best warranty for the entire lighting industry. And you can see that over on the left-hand side of your screen. Limited lifetime warranty for residential use, and check it out, and it'll really make you feel better about their products. Okay. Moving on from there, why don't we talk about our showroom in Vermont. We have over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We actually have a What's on Display page on our website. It's over in the red tabs over on the left-hand side of your screen, so you can open up that and check it out. Showroom has also a clearance center. So clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's an amazing deal for you. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you guys are going to come visit us, do me a favor, bring a big SUV, if you can, if you have one, only because the boxes are set up for shipping. Measure everything you can think of. So measure with a measuring tape, measure your ceilings, measure counters, tables, distances between junction boxes and things like ceilings, because if you're looking, you want to make sure when you're looking at these things that they're going to be able to be used by you for your needs, okay? And then also bring an iPad. If you guys are doing a project and you have a tablet laying around at home, take pictures with that. Take pictures, and you can bring that tablet in, and we can go through all those pictures together and look and see what you guys are doing, and I can help you out on that, okay? So when you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else does that. Some larger items, generally big things on pallets and custom things, are going to be non-returnable. We'll always tell you that on the page for it, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. And then on top of all that, we offer a rush program. So in order for you to get all of these different finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. It takes generally about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. we can cut that time in half, and it is super, super inexpensive. A lot of people don't even know about it. If you want to know about it, the best thing to do is just drop me a quick email, sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. You can also call 802-446-2400 during business hours. And so I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time if you guys want to talk to me. And then you can email us 7 days a week at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. So I think that kind of wraps things up on this. You guys have any questions at all, let me know. Thank you for stopping in today. Take care. Bye-bye.